But then we get to the girls' tag team match. Brian, Diamante is back. And she looks like she's a stocky little girl, and she could take care of herself, except that she's got to be 4'10". Did her head clear the top rope?
You know what? I hate to say this. I didn't even recognize her I didn't realize she was that small watching it. It didn't stand out. So until you just said it, I didn't even realize it.
Well, we had Willow Nightingale and Kris Statlander. Willow is heavier than the other girls. Statlander is taller than the other girls. Mercedes seems to be about average sized, and Diamante was between a foot shorter than Statlander and 6 inches shorter than everybody else, it looked like to me. But nevertheless, they set this up with an angle last week, so it actually has a reason to take place. And we like Statlander. Mercedes has been around for quite a while, pretty decent hand. You've been a fan of Willow. I didn't particularly want to see a girls' tag team match here, but there was a reason for it to happen, and it made sense. And they didn't do anything with furniture or spend 10 minutes on the floor or whatever. Although, did you see when Mercedes picked Diamante up for the razor's edge and just flung her over the top rope, and she went head first? They broke her fall enough that it didn't break her skull, but she was heading to the floor head first before those other girls got in the way. That was interesting to me.
I saw that.
I'm not sure you need that for a cold tag team match. But otherwise, Mercedes pinned Willow when Diamante stuck her feet in and used leverage. So that was a heelish thing to do. But again, you had a finish where there was no furniture, no 18 goddamn Yakuza bombs. It was a simple wrestling finish, a heel fuck, and a win.
You know what? I like the match. I gave it a chance because I'm a fan of Willow's and I'm a fan of Statlander's, and I think Willow's really good. I got to be honest with you. And Mercedes is always good. I'm not terribly familiar with Diamante beyond, I know I've watched her in the past, but I don't remember too much. It was a good match, and they surprised me with the finish. So now I want to see where they're going to go, but good match.
And then I will give plenty of props, as the kids say, to the women's division for Toni Storm and her interview in the back.
I told you, she's great on promos.
And this time she wasn't going crazy like last week, but she's depressed about losing the title. And she has the haughty British accent and was arguing with Lexi Nair. And her promos are not only more natural, but they're different than the other girls. Natural in terms of you think she's might be coming up with a lot of this off the top of her head, and different in that she's saying different shit and taking a different tone, and she really did a good job with this. I like the haughty upper crust accent. That was a pretty good daggum British accent, wasn't it? Sebastian Cabot would be jealous.
That was a very good British woman voice that you did there.
Yes, it was. I
think she's great. And every time we see her do these promos, she's great. And it makes it stand out how this version of her is great. Not the, I'm in this group, we're spray painting shit for no reason. Like, we're bad, we're tough. Like, whatever the fuck that is, that's garbage. This arrogant, pompous Toni Storm as a single, and she can work.
Yeah.
This right here is what they should be pushing. And she should be one of the champions. I know she just lost the belt. She's so good. And get her away from Saraya and Ruby Soho. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And they weren't here. Every time she keeps doing these singles promos, and all they do is point out how much better she is than the other two, and that she shouldn't be with them. But
how much money do you think they spent on Saraya?
Boy, are they going to give her the belt in Wembley?
Certainly. Well, you might think that they would want the big hometown. If she's going to get a pop, it'd be there. But then she'd have to have the belt. What are you going to do then? Beat her next week? Otherwise, she's got the fucking belt. You got a rotten women's title match everywhere. Well, they've had that before. Okay, moving on.